had to make some finagles. Hopefully, we will find links and I will be able to do this. I'm sure it's all exactly as it's meant to be, but we will find out what happened with the technicalities of everything as well. Whew. All right, after all of that brouhaha, camera's not working and volume's not working. I'm going to give people a chance to find links and come back in. It would not use my webcam for whatever reason. So here we are. Hi, Ben. Yay! Thank you. I had to switch to my phone. I was joking, Mercury's not even retrograde yet, although it is in shadow. So maybe that is part of it. So as we all find our space now and find the links, I can't really see the comments very well, so I'd love to have you all chatting amongst yourselves, but unfortunately, I'm not going to necessarily be able to read them without turning my head like this. I kind of love that the way that the Black Ray activation and Akasha transmission began was with a literal me in the void. Brilliant. Okay, so let's call ourselves in. Let's call ourselves in. Release all that technical difficulty. Release all that technical difficulty. The way that this transmission feels like it wants to begin is to allow the astrology, the cosmology, to help us connect into the Akashic Records and what they are, and through that we'll see where the weaving flows us. Right now, in our skies, in the cosmos, the star Arcturus, the stellar dimension Arcturus, is making a conjunction with the South Node, which has just entered Libra, and with the asteroids named for Yeshua and Horus. Both Yeshua and Horus have a very strong energy associated with unification and heart sight, bringing the heart into alignment with the sight, or bringing the sight into alignment with the heart might be a better way to express that. Arcturus resonates to the frequency of the seventh dimension, which is, if you were part of the Sirius Gateway transmission, also deeply connected to Christ consciousness. You may know that even if you weren't part of the Sirius Gateway transmission, or if you haven't listened to that. You may feel it deeply in your being, even if you didn't consciously know that. When we connect in with the seventh dimension, what we're experiencing is that place where all time and no time exists. And this is why we are able to access what we call the Akashic Records from this place. It is that place where you were far enough removed from the veil of time which has encapsulated the earthly plane, that you were able to access the where you've been, the where you're going, and the where you are now, and all of the permutations thereof. Arcturus is but a symbol in some ways of this place. It is the stellar light that reminds us of the life planning session and the Hall of Records, the place where we go when we complete a soul journey on the earth plane, or really on any other plane. Arcturus holds that template. And also where we plan in particular for incarnations on the earth plane. The way that we access this dimensional realm, this place, this map of our soul's journey is through our heart. And it's deep, 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 deep within our heart. As we go within and come into a greater capacity to access the deeper chambers of our heart spaces, we are able to access more of the all-time and the no-time space. There are multiple chambers of the heart. We can see that even in the physicality of the heart itself. As we go deeper and access further into the deeper chambers of our heart, what we're also accessing is human love, into unconditional love, into deeply compassionate love. And it's when we start to access the space between unconditional and deeply compassionate love that we further access that space of timelessness and of all time. One of the aspects of this is, in order for us to understand, to be able to comprehend the minutia of interactions, connections between one another here on the earth plane, our ability to love unconditionally and be in a state of compassion is a necessity. Human love can have a lot of ego attachments, and that is the right way to love, and this is the wrong way to love, and this is a good thing to do, and this is a bad thing to do. And it's based on our perceived ideas of linear time and karma. It is as we go deeper into our heart chambers, we can come to a space of unconditional love where we can see that on a human level an action was bad and yet still find love. And this is where we start to bring in the Rose Line and Yeshua and the teachings of the essence, let me feel, how do they want to, the essence were Sometimes like the vision that they give me of what they were kind of looks like a 60s, 70s American commune, or a commune anywhere in the world, but that's the picture I get because I incarnated this time as an American. And they were a small community of, we would probably call them religious fanatics in our current era. But they, you know, they were connected to Judaism, what would become Islam. They were connected to the Brotherhood of Light. And they were deeply connected to Egypt. The thing to understand is, even as what they were doing was connected to this divine love, they were still human beings in human bodies living in an era that they were living in. So by the time that where we enter this story with Mary the Mother, or Miriam, many of the ancient teachings had already started to get, I don't like the word corrupted, but it's the one that I'm being given right now, due to interpretations by humans. One of the core principles, though, always remained the same. And this was a sense of knowing the necessity of purity. And that word has a lot of density around it now because of how it was manipulated, how it was changed to help kind of bring a power over onto people. Like, you need to be pure, you need to do these things in order to maintain purity, blah, 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 blah. We're not going to go too far down that rabbit hole because that's not where we are going right now. The actual thread that they were carrying is a purity of spirit, by which I mean of heart consciousness, of love, light, a place of finding that connection deep within the heart space to the all of everything, and remembering that starlight that is the fullness of our beingness. So what, in essence, the essence we're doing is continuing the teachings of the Isis school and the actual reason that the pyramids were built and what they were built for, as chambers to come into a state of, I keep hearing the word isolation, of introspection through isolation. And at that time, in the density of the world as it existed, being in a space of darkness to go within was very helpful. The king's chamber in the Great Pyramid of Giza is is made with granite walls to act as a conductor. Granite contains clear quartz and black tourmaline, which connects to the heights and the depths. So as a being comes into a state where they're able to go within, find the wholeness there, and from that space expand out, that is where that's where you connect to your starlight. And this is the journey that Yeshua, that the Mother Mary, that Joseph, and that Magdalena were all on. This was what they were doing. Sometimes actually in Egypt. When we start to connect to this aspect of the truth, that it was deep introspective journeying that helped Yeshua come into a state of connection to his starlight, to his wholeness of being. And this was part of what he and Mary Magdalene were doing. This was what Mary and Joseph were doing as Yeshua was conceived. We can start to feel the energy of the black ray. We can start to feel the energy of the black ray. Black ray is connected to black obsidian, a stone that is created through the eruption of a volcano, bringing all of this energy from the depths of Gaia, shooting up and out, and as it hits the air, crystallizing. Volcanic glass. And it is very shiny. You can see it. You can see in it like a mirror. And so connecting in with black obsidian, you connect in with the black ray, and it is a reminder that as you go deeper in, 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 you are able to access even further out. One of the places that we're going to journey when the activation aspect of this frequency transmission comes through is in that realm. Before we get there, though, I'm being asked to share some pieces about the Marys, what it meant to be a Mary, why there are so many Marys in our ancient texts. And what it means to be a virgin. You see, the name Mary was not simply a moniker. Her name is Mary. It was a identifier of what that person was, which is a priestess. In the case of Mary the Mother, what you're looking at is someone who was a high priestess in the school, in the mystery school of Isis. When we talk about the Virgin Mother Mary, we're not talking about someone who's never had sex. We're talking about someone who has reached a state of wholeness of being, a completion. They have literally married themselves together. the Magdalena is one of the apprentices of the mother. She holds, I should say she was one of the apprentices of the mother. She's a bit more than apprentice at this point. She came in after Yeshua was conceived and born, and they trained together. Her as a space holder, an anchor, a tether of sorts, a North Star, that as her as embodied form is what I'm being shown. Her as embodied form, as Yeshua became the voyager out. So they would go into practice together. And in that practice, they would, and this was true for many other beings in this circle. These two happen to be the most famous. and for very good reasons. Magdalena would hold the embodied form, the connection to Gaia, to the earth plane, and to that creation magic, as Yeshua would go up and out, meditate up and out, and astral project out into the cosmos, into the space of the all thing. We could feel that with her connection to creation magic and to the embodied form, to the life force energy, Magdalena was holding the connection also to the no thing. So Magdalena is the black ray, Yeshua as the white ray, the heights and the depths dancing together, but both in embodied form throughout this dance. And part of the journey is to trust self enough, and this is where that purification piece comes in, to trust self enough, to hold enough love within self to be able to want to return if you're the one voyaging out, and to be able to hold the space without being jealous. Each of these, if in this case we're talking about two beings, so holding a space of unconditional and compassionate love for whatever the other person's journey is very important. This is also what we are doing right now, but we are doing it not as two separate beings, but as within self. Within self, we are connecting to our life force, our embodied form, and to our heights, to marry together the white ray and the black ray into a state of unification, connecting ourselves. So as Isis and Osiris merge and marry together, becoming Horus, as Joseph and the mother Mary merge together and become Yeshua, as the Magdalena and Yeshua merge together and become Sarah. This is also what we are doing within self as whole beings unto self. We are marrying together all aspects of our beingness, coming into a state of alignment within that space, clearing out old wounds and old patterns and density that does not allow us to, that has been preventing us like a dam from marrying our heights and depths together, from marrying our embodied form and our stellar light together. Today, both Venus and the asteroid Eris are stationed. They're both sitting still, readying to turn around. There is a deep sense that these are stellar energies, planetary energies that are helping us to remember that I keep hearing that creation can be kind of chaotic. If you think about the Big Bang or the act of cellular splitting that occurs as the embryo is starting to form, all of this can have this appearance of messiness is the word that I'm getting, messiness. It's not messy though. It's just beyond our current capacity to understand in the fine details. So this moment of stillness, of Venusian stillness, of Erisian stillness, with the North Node and Eris conjunct across the wheel, across the sky, from the South Node, Arcturus, Yeshua, and Horus, we can start to feel this alignment, fine-tuning in our beingness, and a deep connection to going within as Venus and Eris on the day of Magdalena's feast begin to shift backwards, reminding us that it is within. There is this amazing energy of the black hole at the center of each galaxy. And this is how we're going to start to come in even more to the energy of the black ray. We've been weaving the black ray in and out and in and out and in and out. The black ray is Ein Sof. It is the energy of that which is, was, ever shall be. It is the energy that is what all is created from, yet which appears as no thing. I invite us all in this moment to picture, envision a field of rich, moist loam, recently tilled, all of that deep rich, fertile ground risen to the surface, risen to the surface, full of potential for creation. This is the Ein Sof. This is the Black Ray. This is that Divine Mother energy. You can see it in Gaia, in that field. Every galaxy in our universe has a black hole at the center. The space of the no thing from which all light emerges and returns to. I recently read an article that physicists were surprised to learn that black holes never cease to, their energy never wanes. It never wanes. They had theorized that eventually it would lose its potency, these black holes, with age, and as the consumption rate of that which surrounds it, they expected that to go down. They expected if there's not as much around, then it would just start to lull. But in fact, it continues apace. It does not increase or decrease. It simply is, always. As we feel how it is through the tilling of the soil here on this planet that we access those nutrients, that we may plant the seeds, the food that will grow, the plants that will grow from that space. We are reminded that this is true for us also. As we go within and bring up our shadow to the surface, we create the fertile ground upon which the seeds of the new may grow, within which the seeds of the new may grow. And it's very important to rotate your crops. I see you, Pleiadians. I see you. And with that, as we start to come into the frequency of the loam of Gaia, of the black holes within each galaxy, and of our shadow rising to the surface, clearing out, aerating our beings, creating more space, allowing the nutrients to be given light. We feel the Divine Mother and the Sisterhood of Marys, these high priestesses and holders of the Black Ray, of this creation magic, coming in. And if it feels right to you, I invite you to close your eye now. All of your eyes. All of your eyes. Or perhaps you close your physical eyes that your other eyes may open. To connect in with your breath, that rhythmic cycle that feeds you life-giving nutrients. The exhale of your body that feeds Gaia life-giving nutrients. This symbiotic relationship, this cycle of breath. Hujungaya dasandi geti mungana dasandai di konambasandi adalako shindi kato mai anda dasandi ki dalambo geti Ayunga dansandale yambokati si anda karombochi shindi ando Kuanda Sandalaki Shatayo Alaganda Shat Ki Mandastaki Motikandi. Feel your breath as the air connects in your lungs. This oxygen carried through your body, your blood vessels. Dojanda Sita Runkaya Mokataya Dasandia no Maya Nagianda Lokayanda Kushanda Lakati Sikanda Kalata. Feel the power of the blood. Kashanda Kani and Nastadia Kambo Kiti. The red and the blue. Gonda Sanda Kalaki and Laida the life force. Uatasalakania Sadianda Iadokasianda Yomata Sadikishanda. Feel how it flows through your whole body. How it helps to clear the toxins. As it passes through your liver and your kidneys. As you clear, as you clear, as you clear, as you clear. Passageway opens in your heart space. You can feel all this light. All this light. You can feel a line moving down from your heart to your navel. A flow of energy from your umbilical cord to your heart, back and forth in a figure eight formation. center of the eighth, wrapping around your belly button, around your heart, and they meet together. Your diaphragm. Akasha Roshada Kalatisi Kanyanda Kalakam Boshiki Tiskini and Yatakala Masta Ita Shandakala Koshini and that. You can feel how this passageway of light in your heart connects you through your umbilical cord to the center of the galaxies, to the center of you. Fed these nutrients, your star grows brighter, your connection to your stellar light. Alazana kola kaishini andala kadesi tira karia toshan giti sinda kalaka bush ayana naskita. Be here in this cycle. In this cycle, so like your cycle of breath. So like your cycle of breath. Goshandala kasaniya no shano gadita kosandika sayata kosinya da. As you feel yourself being fed, allow your deep roots connection to Gaia to expand. You're being fed, allowing yourself to feed her even more. And you feel how she also feeds you. Just like that cycle of breath. Kasandala kashini antukala kastati moneshandya kaida. You come back now to that cycle of breath. You feel that cycle. As you come into your physical form, you remember that you never left. You have always been here in this body through this whole activation. Breathing in and out, in and out, in and out. You've remembered your connection to the heights through your heart and up. You've remembered your connection to the depths through your heart and down. How they flow together through all your centers of being. And they bring you more into you. You feel how connected you are to Gaia, even in your expansion. You need not shrink to be here. Breathe a little bit more deeply. You root in a little more deeply. you expand out a little more vastly. You feel the air on your skin, the light around you, wiggling your fingers and toes, coming into more and more of your current location, where you are in this moment, in this body, in this state of being. When you're ready, blink on open those eyes and come on back to the screen. Oh. Thank you all so much. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties at the beginning and that I can't really see comments. Oh, I can feel this beautiful magic of creation that we have all been gifted. This remembrance of our ability to create. There were some words that I felt come in before I began today. And there's this remembrance that it is the void from which we emerged. It is the void to which we will return. And it is also the void where we create all things. We simply have to remember that we always have access to this place. Okay. There was also a thing that came in this morning in my morning meditation that I just got pinged to share with you all as we close this transmission. It has to do with the left-hand path. It is said that Jesus, Yeshua, Isa, sits at the right hand of God, and that is the way, and that the left-hand path, there's something wrong with it. One of the things that we can remember through this is, why would God choose sides? Why would he have a favorite hand? Wouldn't God, the creator of all, love both hands and wish for them to be united in prayer and praise and gratitude for all of life? It is not the one way or the one way. It is the way. And it is through the connection of our heights and our depths, of our light and our shadow, of our physical form and our starlight, that we create magic all around us. Thank you so much, everyone who was able to be here live, and anyone and all beings who are watching the replay. I will get the editing all sorted out as soon as I can. It has been such a honor and privilege to bring this transmission through for you guys and to be here with you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, with so much and many loves, as always and in always, from, through, and beyond the all dimensions. Love you guys. Thank you.